Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nicole Sprinkles, and I'm a meteorologist here at the National Weather Service in Gaylord, Michigan, and I will be doing your weather briefing today. If you guys have any questions during the briefing, you can go ahead and pop them in the questions box below, and I will go ahead and answer any of those questions at the end of the presentation. So with that, let's get started. First of all, we're just going to take a look at what has been happening and kind of looking at our trends. So over the last 7 days, our trends have been going towards more mild temperatures and with a dip of snow and in our precipitation. So with our temperatures, we're more in the mid-20s to low 30s, and you can really see that a lot of the snowfall really mainly fell across the eastern UP and then across portions of northwest lower, with that last system that basically dropped like 9 inches across some areas by the Sioux. So how does this compare to what normally happens? So over the past 7 days, the temperatures have been above average, and you can start to see in the precipitation some deficits starting to creep in. So you can especially see that across northern lower, because with that last system, they didn't get quite as much precipitation as much as eastern upper. So now looking at our seasonal snowfall and our current snow depth. So starting with the graph on the left there, so we're going to mainly focus on that green bar and that bluish kind of purpley bar right there. So that green bar is the season to date snowfall, and that bluish kind of purple bar, that's the normal for the entire season. And you can see that a lot of our observation sites have surpassed that normal for entire season, and that includes Houghton Lake, the Sioux, Gaylord, Traverse City, and Petoskey, with the other ones not too far behind. But you can also see on the graphic on the right there, you can also see the snow depth is starting to decrease across northern Michigan, with a bullseye of 31 inches up there near Whitefish Point, and then another bullseye down there in the snow belts of about 17 inches, maybe even up in the 20s in there in the Kalkaska County for northern lower. Then looking at our ice coverage, it looks like our ice coverage is about at 31.4% for our Great Lakes. And then looking at the graphs on the right there, that red line shows a historical average of our ice cover for each Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. And then that black line shows to date the observation of like what ice cover we have on there. And as you can see with those graphs, we are below the average historical ice on Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. So now that we've gone over what has happened, let's talk about what's going to happen in the next 7 days. So for tonight, or this evening into Wednesday afternoon, we're expecting rain for mainly northern lower, and this is going to be heavier than the last batch of rain that we just got. And then we're also expecting rain in a slow mix for eastern upper. So from this evening through Wednesday afternoon, we can see probably 1 to 3 inches of snow across eastern upper. And we'll get into exact amounts for precipitation for northern lower for this evening through Wednesday afternoon as well later on in the presentation. But as you can see in this graphic on the left, we can see on the bottom this icing potential for Wednesday into Thursday. So winds are going to turn more northerly, and that's going to bring in some really cold air, and that's going to make the temperatures fall pretty quickly. And this could lead to some freezing of water on roadways, pretty similar to what we experienced this last round where, you know, we're having some pretty good warm days, and then we had that cooler air come in. It's pretty similar, but I'll show you with our temperatures, it's going to be more of a drastic kind of drop. So really kind of looking at that flash freeze potential and some icing on the roadways for your Thursday morning commute and even some Wednesday night travel as well. Then some lake effect snow chances come in for our Lake Michigan coastal areas in the tip of the mitt and eastern upper. And this could be another additional of 1 to 2 inches of snow Wednesday night through Thursday. So that's when that colder air really starts to sink in, and we're going to have colder air through into the weekend. And you can see that evident as we have lake effect snow showers returning this weekend. But we're going to be more normal in our temperatures, meaning we're not going to be up in the 40s. It's going to be more in the 20s to 30s. And we'll see that in this next graphic right here. So today and tomorrow, we're settling in the 30s to even 40s. And then you can see highlighted in this graphic right here, really starting around 7 or 6 p.m.-ish, we start to see those temperatures really start to drop. So if you look at even from Gaylord at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, we're looking at a 37.2. At 6 a.m. on Thursday, we're looking at it dropping all the way down to 18 degrees. So pretty substantial drop in temperatures, and that's that time frame that we're really looking at for that flash freeze potential to really impact the areas and could cause some hazardous driving conditions. Again, for your Wednesday night and evening commuters, and then also for your Thursday morning commute as well, with also some snow showers on top of that. So your temperatures look to hold on into the 20s to even low 30s, and then it looks like we're also looking for another warm up mid next week into the 40s. So stay tuned for that. But what is all this warmth and all this rain doing to our rivers right now? Well, currently right now, there are no clear indications of any ice jamming or flooding along any of the stream gauges, and that's clearly indicated in the graphic on your left there. So you can see those circles, those are where our gauges are at, and they're in green, which is indicating the no flooding. However, with the widespread rainfall of a ½ inch to an inch and a quarter tonight into Wednesday, this will lead to rises in some rivers for Thursday and even possibly Friday. But as of right now, forecasts for the Manistee and Rifle rivers are below or in action stage. So you can see that in our official forecast for the Manistee River. You can see that it just barely creeps up to action stage, and then the Rifle River, it is in action stage. However, there is a lot of uncertainty with these forecasts just because of the way that, snow is melting and everything like that. So kind of showing you the probability of actually reaching action stage. So the main contour that we're going to look at is that purple contour. And then also this action level, which is highlighted in the yellow on each of these graphs. So this purple contour and this yellow action level. So as you can see, this purple contour, this is indicating most likely to happen, with this middle one right here, this middle line right here being the median of what's expected. So as you can see, that probability of what's most likely going to happen is to remain below action stage, as you can see right here. So this is something we are monitoring very closely, but chances are low for exceeding any of these levels. So, but we wanted to bring that to your attention. For the next 6 to 10 days, we're looking at an above normal temperature and above normal precipitation outlook. And so what have we been talking about for the past almost 10 minutes? So to just do a quick little recap of the main points that we kind of want to get by on this briefing is, for tonight into Wednesday, we're looking at a rain-snow mix across northern Michigan, with northern lower mainly staying rain, and we're looking at a ½ inch to an inch and a quarter of forecasted accumulation. And then for the snowfall amounts for the eastern UP, especially near Whitefish Point, we can expect to around 1 to 3 inches of snow falling, but mostly on Wednesday. And then those breezy north winds are going to pick up and come in Wednesday night into Thursday. And that's going to bring in that freezing air, which could result in those flash freeze conditions that we were talking about Wednesday evening into Tuesday morning. And then that also brings with those north winds that lake effect chances Wednesday night into Thursday for, again, those coastal Lake Michigan areas, the tip of the mitt and eastern upper. And we're thinking, maybe 1 to 2 inches of additional snowfall for those areas as well. And then lastly, again, just mentioning the rise in river levels will likely be seen on Thursday and Friday. Again, this is something that we are monitoring closely, but at this time, the Manistee and Rifle rivers do remain near or in action stage, with low chances of exceeding those levels. So at this time, if anybody has any questions, I can go ahead and answer those in the boxes. So far, I don't see any questions in there, but I'll go ahead and hang around for a minute or two just to see if anything populates in there. Hi, Andy Taylor. Yes, I could. He's asking if I could spell my first and last name. So my first name is Nicole. It is Nicole. And then my last name is Sprinkles. So it's Sprinkles. And again, I'm a meteorologist here at the National Weather Service in Gaylord, Michigan. You're welcome, Andy. And with that, I don't see any other questions coming in. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week.